Hi,
Hello, how are you doing? Is it Brianna or Brianna?
Brianna.
Brianna. Nice to
Yeah,
meet
so
you,
nice
Brianna.
to meet you.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing today?
Doing good. Doing good. Just got done with the meeting, sorry I was a little late.
Oh, you're good. You're good. Yeah, thank you for your time. I know you're like busy, so I really appreciate like you taking your time to have this conversation.
Yeah, no, my pleasure. My pleasure.
Awesome. So I just I have a few questions for you if you're willing to like answer some of them.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess it depends on the question,
Um
but sure.
yeah. Um okay, so one of my questions is just like from your perspective, like Um, what do you think is like going like really well in like the marketing kind of like agency right now? And like what do you think has been like challenging?
Hmm. So with my specific agency or just agencies in general?
It can just be like in general. Yeah.
So, okay, so the things that are going well in agencies right now, in terms to of the market in general is the AI, the new AI kind of push and that whole big, kind of new part of the market is going to be good for agencies for a couple of different reasons. Number one, agencies are great when things get complicated. Business owners in general they need other people to kind of help them navigate different things, whether it's their taxes, whether it's legal, whether it's marketing, whatever it might be. So the more complex it becomes, the better it is for agencies because they then are the ones that can help and kind of navigate that. So being that AI is a new part of the marketing kind of platform or landscape, that's going to be really good for agencies to kind of help navigate that, figure that out, figure out how to monetize that, figure out how to help small to help businesses in general, whether it's small or medium or large. But I think that's what's going well right now. I mean, I would say that that's a good a potentially really good thing for the market. I don't know how we're going to handle it. I guess we'll see. But I would say me as an agency owner, I'm excited for that because it adds some complexity, adds some nuances, adds some new things, and so that's the good part. The things that are not going well. I think we live in a society or a world or however you want to look at it. But the market says um, you got to grow, 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 get big, 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 right? The problem with when you're an agency and you think I got to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, the larger you get, the worse your customer service gets. And I am positive I could talk to a dozen agencies, and the ones that are really big would be like, no, 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 mine, I'm fine. I'm sure they provide a good service, but the further away the work gets from the owner or the founder, the lower quality it becomes. And so there are some agencies out there that are really, really big and they want to scale and they want to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And unfortunately, over time, that's probably going to lower the quality. They're trying to set up processes. They're trying to set up kind of a assembly line type process, and it's over time. It's just gonna cause problems. It's gonna make it so that they're just an assembly line, and you're just pumping people through, and you've got a sales crew, and as long as you're bringing in more than you're losing, then you're going to be okay. And that's just not the type of agencies I think that we want for the market. I think we want people that are spend time with business owners and making sure that they're getting good results and making sure that we don't perpetuate the bad reputation that I think a lot of agencies have created over the last 15 years.
Yeah, that's super interesting. I've never like thought about that before, so thank you.
Yeah.
Um, what's like I was curious, what's like one valuable lesson you've kind of learned as like a leader in marketing?
Um, so one valuable lesson, never rest on your laurels. So
Mm,
whether that is you as a business owner or you as a leader as an agency or whatever it might be, as soon as you start thinking, well, I've figured this out, a curveball is going to come through, or something's going to change, or you always have to be on, and you always have to stay focused on improving. So a process of ongoing improvement is a kind of a motto that we have at my agency. And it's just, I say it all the time. My team probably gets tired of me saying, never rest on your laurels. Just because you think you know what you're doing now, and just because you think you're getting good results right now, give it 6 months, and all of a sudden, maybe the wheels are falling off, and the house is on fire. So you always got to stay on top of things, otherwise you'll get caught, and pretty soon there's bigger problems. So never rest on your laurels.
Mhm. Yeah, I really like that. Um, I was also curious, kind of like what your like every like day to day like work life kind of looks like.
So my specific one, because I think it's a little bit different for everybody.
Yeah, I can just be like your specific, yeah.
Sure. So I mean, my agency, we have I have a great team. They're amazing. A lot of my team members have been with us for a long time. Some are relatively new, but I have created a team that handles kind of the main day-to-day operations of the company. So what I do though, primarily, and I think sometimes I joke with my wife, because she'll be like, "Man, your life's pretty easy. It's
Mhm.
cake." Because I mean, yesterday, for example, I had a meeting in the morning with a client. Um, I reviewed our finances, which I do every day, just to keep my eye on that, just make sure everything is going the way I want it to go. And then I had a lunch, and then I went golfing, and then I came home and did a little bit more busy work and went through my emails, and then that was my day. So that's not uncommon. That's not an uncommon day for me. But the big point though is, I've read a lot of books, specifically on businesses and processes and things of that nature, and I've implemented a little bit of all of them. One that I really really like a lot is it's called from Gino Wickman. It's called Teamwork. No, it's called Rocket Fuel. Excuse me. And it talks about having an integrator and a visionary. And the integrator is the one that kind of handles the day to day, handles all the things that need to get done. And the visionary is the person that is handling kind of big accounts, high level vision type stuff, new ideas, new things. And so in my business, I'm the visionary, and my business partner is the integrator. And so a lot of the things that I do on a day to day are more high level. Hey, I think we should implement this type of new software, or we should start looking at AI for this, or hey, let me go take this client out to lunch, or take this client golfing, or whatever it might be. So that tends to be my day to day life. The flip side to that is yes, I'm not in there, fingers on keyboards all day. But when the rubber meets the road, so to speak, to overuse a phrase, it all comes back to me. So if I'm not staying on top of this stuff, then it gets out of control. But that's my day. Those are usually, that's a day in a life of me. It's been pretty good. But I've been doing this for 18 years. So if I was still doing the actual, if I was still doing citation work after 18 years, I think I'd be doing something wrong.
That's true. That's super cool that you get to like go golfing like in the middle of the day. That's awesome. Um,
Yeah, that's pretty standard.
yeah, I kind of also like love to read, so if you have any more like book recommendations for like business, I'd be like very open to that.
Yeah, I could
Um,
give you a number of books. You'd be reading. Yeah, I like business novels, actually. I read a lot of business novels, which are kind of fun, more entertaining.
mhm. Yeah, that would be awesome. This question is kind of more like advice, I guess, but like, for someone like me who's kind of curious and kind of wants to maybe like enter marketing, what would you like recommend that I do it like to start preparing for that?
So a couple different things. The first thing is I think a lot of people right now think that marketing is social media and Instagram. And social media and Instagram is an element of marketing, but the truth is it's not generally it's not the most profitable one. And it's one that's, and it's an expensive avenue. And I think that, a lot of people think, well, I know marketing because I'm on Instagram all day long, and so I can get into marketing. So what I would recommend is, Google is the biggest player in my world. Google's the player. So Google has a lot of different certifications that you could do. And if you can walk into an office and say, I am Google certified with Google Analytics. I am certified with Google Ads. I've done all of the different certifications for these. I know all of these different tools, and even outside of Google, where there's other tools that people use, industry tools, you could say, hey, I know how to use this one. I know how to use this one. I'm familiar with that. And then, create your own website and start trying to optimize the website for Google. Start maybe spend some time, but really what I'm trying to get at is ideally what you want to do is walk into if you want to get into an agency side, an agency owner doesn't want to have to train you a ton. Well, they will, right? But they don't want to have to train you. They want to be able for you to sit down and you're off to the races. And so I'll give you an example. We had to replace our director of our ads director. And so we brought somebody on, and this person was very nice, very kind. And I wish this person nothing but success. But this person was not ready. And after about 6 weeks of saying, "Oh, I'm new, I'm new, I'm new, I'm new," finally we were like, "Well, unfortunately, you're still new, and now we have to find somebody else because you're not ready for this. You maybe oversold yourself." And so we let that person go and brought a new person on, and the new person said, "I'm new" for about a week, and then after that, this new person was ready to go. And we knew in hiring this new person that we needed somebody that we could say, here's all the campaigns. Here are the campaigns we need you to manage. Go at it. And he did. So if the closest you can get to that, where when someone hires you or brings you on in the as a marketing manager or director, whatever it is, that you can just sit and you can start doing it, then I would say that's the best advice I would give, because no one wants to sit around and have to train you on how to do a job that they're paying you to do, if that makes any sense.
Mhm. Yeah, that makes sense. Would you say kind of then like you should really focus on kind of developing like your soft skills to like learning how to like learn quickly, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, look, I don't ever have, yeah, learning quickly is a good, that's just a life skill. I mean, the quicker you can learn, the better. I mean, that's great. I think that could be applied on any scenario. But I know in the marketing world, and I assume it's the case with pretty much anything. I doubt if you get hired on at a law firm, they want to have to train you on how to be a lawyer. But I would do, you want them to know, hey, when this person comes in, we've hired them to do this job. They know what they're doing. They know we can help guide and direct them a little bit, but think of it like, someone's riding a bike. You don't want to have to put the training wheels on. You want to be able, even if they're a little bit unsteady, you can keep them going down the road. Um, and eventually they'll be good. But you have to be
Mhm.
able to have the training wheels off and be able to work on your own without them um, telling you what to do. But just the more certifications that you can get and the more experience you can get doing different marketing avenues, and that way when you go
Mhm.
into the interview or whatever it is, they can say, hey, what's your experience doing this? Well, I've done these things. I'm certified in Google Ads. I've managed a number of Google Ads campaign. I'm also certified in Meta ads, and I've done a number of Meta campaigns. I also know how to use this tool that helps me manage all of these campaigns. Well, then at that point you're like, oh, well, you're a good fit. Let's start. Or whatever the marketing avenue is, if you can really feel comfortable doing it, that's really what I would, my biggest, you know, that's what I would recommend at this point.
Mhm. Awesome. I just have one last question for you. I don't want to take
Okay.
up too much of your time.
Okay.
But if you had to like attribute like your own success to like one skill or like trait that you have, like what would you say that it is?
Um, so I was thinking about this morning. I saw when I was getting ready this morning, I saw a little, I'm sure I was on Instagram or something, and I saw this little line that said, if hard work was the most important thing, then the donkey would own the farm. Um, so what I always tell my kids is there is a recipe to success. Now, there's not a recipe to get to Elon Musk's level of success or Bill Gates' level of success, but to most people's level of success, there is a recipe. And the recipe is being smart and working hard. That's it. If you can do those two things, you're going to be successful. If you're smart enough, and it's just smart enough, you don't have to be the smartest person in the world. Smart enough and you work hard, you will get there. Um, in addition to that, though, I do think the reason why my agency is where it is I do think it's because I am, I hit the minimum level of intelligence that's needed to do this. I do think I am a hard worker, even though I just told you that I golfed yesterday. But another thing that I heard, and I'm sure it was some sort of Instagram reel or whatever. I probably should actually get the legitimate quote. But it was somebody explaining that there's really one criteria that distinguishes successful entrepreneurs and non-successful entrepreneurs, and it's just grit. Your unwillingness to quit. Your unrelentless desire to be successful. So you just don't quit. You pivot. You make the changes. You fight. You fight. You fight until finally something works. And I've been doing this for it's almost 18 years. And to be candid with you, I don't think I really knew. I would not consider my agency extremely successful until about 2 years ago. And it's because I was unwilling to quit. I just kept pushing through. Um, and I think just grit, working hard, and being smart enough are kind of your three things that you can. I think that's your recipe for success.
Awesome. Thank you. I really like that actually. Um, I like I said, I don't want to keep you for too long. But I feel like I've learned like a lot from this. So thank you so much for your
Yeah,
time.
you bet. You bet. No, my pleasure. So tell me what you're. So are you at the U right now?
I am, yeah. So I'm in my second year at like the business school. So I
Okay.
haven't like declared my major yet, but I'm like exploring maybe like marketing, but I'm also thinking maybe accounting. So I'm really just trying to like see what my options are and like
Sure.
see, yeah, trying to figure things out. But
Yeah. So I teach the marketing 2310 class at the U right now, which it's been
oh, nice,
fun.
nice.
Um, Tony said, I don't want to teach this. Kevin, you go teach this. And so I said, okay, all right. So it's been really enjoyable. It's kind of helped me kind of just help me learn how to explain things a certain way, as opposed to just it's all in my head. Be able to try to explain it out. I've put plenty of people to sleep in that class. You know, going over the nuances um, of SEO or whatever it might be. But my dad was an accountant, and I always teased him and said, look, your profession's boring. But his stuff, he did some pretty interesting things. Actually, I always tease him, but I thought I was going to major in accounting as well, and I eventually just changed it to business management. But looking back on it, I do wish I would have gone into marketing. The business management stuff's fun. I just finished my MBA, so that's fun. It's a good kind of broad thing, but accounting it's a wonderful skill. My accounting class is one of the hardest classes I took. I think it was the hardest class. a test I had to take. It was scary. So, anyways,
Mm. Oh wow.
well, good luck.
Yeah, I
Good luck
just
with everything.
thank you. Yeah, I just had my accounting exam the other day and it was rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little
Awesome.
tricky, but I love marketing.
Mhm.
Looking back on my life when I was younger, and if someone was to ask, hey, what did you go into? Looking back and saying that I started a marketing agency, it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense that I did that. So, but I've enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed it. So, marketing is it's a wonderful industry. When you're a hammer, everything looks like a nail. So because of that, I think marketing is the most important part of business. Obviously, accountants probably think accounting is the most important thing, and everyone else, engineering probably thinks theirs the most important thing. But truth is, they're all important. So whatever area you go into, it's you know,
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
you bet. Thanks, Brian. I appreciate your time.
Thank you. I hope you have a good rest of your day.
You too. See you. Bye.
See ya.